Fans of MMA, what's up? It's time to do the UFC 74 predictions, and I'll tell you what, I'm really excited for this card. Randy Couture fighting on it, my personal favorite. So a lot of great fights we got to get to here. So let's get started. This is my third MMA video. A lot of messages, few comments. People like my predictions, like to talk MMA. That's awesome. Keep it coming. Some of you don't like it. Well, fuck you. Anyways, let's get to the first prelim fight, which should not be a prelim fight. Is Marcus Aurelio versus Clay the Carpenter Guida. Guida coming off his loss against Tyson Griffin. Bullshit decision in my eyes, but it could have won either way. Marcus Aurelio, any of you who follow Pride know this guy means business. He had a war with Ishida, beat Gomi. Two top contenders at 155 in my eyes, and this is going to be a great fight. And I'm going to probably have to say that Aurelio will win this, maybe by a submission. Next fight, Anthony Hardock versus Frank Mir. Frank Mir has not looked impressive to me since he's returned to the UFC. Anthony Hardock had his knockout in his first fight, but lost to Justin McCauley in his second, but I don't think that'll really matter in this. I think he'll be too much for Frank Mir. Frank gasses very easy, and I just think that he was ruined when he came back, so I'm saying Anthony Hardock by a TKO of some sort, by strikes. Moving along now, Babalu makes his return, coming off two knockout losses. David Heath coming off a loss against Lyoto Machida. Babalu very well rounded. Amazing on the ground. His striking's not that bad. I don't see anywhere where Heath could possibly overwhelm him. I think Babalu will get a takedown, work a submission, and finish it on the ground. Alright, Patrick Cote versus Kendall Grove. Cote, come on, like, boring. And I don't like to call fighters boring because there are those fans who think just when a fight gets on the ground it's boring, but I've never been impressed with Cote. Kendall Grove fighting at 185 at 6'6", whatever floats your boat, but I think Kendall will be too tall and just too overwhelming for Patrick. Kendall Grove by a decision is my prediction for that fight. Kurt Pellegrino versus Joe Stevenson. I am not in the slightest bit a Joe Stevenson fan. Kurt Pellegrino, he brings a lot to the table, but we saw Joe's quick submission win over Melvin I Need Cocaine Gillard. Joe Stevenson will more than likely take this fight in my eyes, so I predict Joe Stevenson by a ground and pound, probably some elbows. One of the fights I'm really excited for, Josh Koscheck versus George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre has got to watch himself here. If he gets really arrogant again like he did against Mansera, he's going to be in trouble. Josh Koscheck beat Diego. A lot of people find in boring fashion, but I could really care less because I hate Diego and I'm just glad Koscheck beat him. Being from Canada, you'd think I'd say George St. Pierre, but I'm really pulling for Koscheck in this one. It's not going to be easy because George St. Pierre is a very overwhelming striker. He's not bad on the ground either, but I'm hoping that Koscheck can secure his takedowns, push him up against the cage, and work some ground and pound, whether it's decision or actually pounds him out. I'm just hoping that Koscheck takes it to the ground, and I am picking Josh Koscheck to come out of this fight with a W. Roger Huerta versus Alberto Crane. I don't know much about Alberto Crane, to be honest. I really haven't had time to look at any of his fights or anything, but I've heard a few good things about him. But Roger Huerta, he looked a little sluggish in the first round of his last fight, but I expect him to come out in this fight, guns blazing, just ready to go. Roger, I think, is another top contender in the 155 division, and I think he'll take this fight by whatever he wants, because he's awesome, I think. Main event, Randy Couture versus Gabriel Gonzaga. Gonzaga, well known now for the high kick knockout over Crow Cup. Randy Couture, never count this man out. He's done the impossible time and time again. Randy Couture, my favorite fighter, obviously, which makes this hard to say, but I think that Gonzaga will steamroll Randy Couture. Gabriel, very dangerous on the ground. Striking, he is a better striker than Randy, I believe. I don't think Randy's going to want to stand with him if Randy gets him to the ground. I think Gonzaga could work a submission from the back or sweep if it stays standing. I think that Randy would get picked apart, but a lot of people said that about Tim Sylvia and Randy Couture. You never count out Randy Couture, but my prediction would be Gabriel Gonzaga to be the new heavyweight champion. That's it for now. Just keep these videos coming, I guess. I'm sure they'll get better as I go along. I'm not really used to talking into a camera, but give me your thoughts, messages, comments. If you want to be an asshole, whatever, float your boat. Other than that, just take care, enjoy the card, and have fun.